মুখে শুধু নাম।
রাম রাঘব রাম রাঘব রাম রাঘব rakshamaam.
Jay Sri Radheshyam and welcome. The Life of Love, biography of Sri Srimad Radharaman Charan Das Dev, the veritable embodiment of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's universal religion of love. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarvasiddhi Pradayane Sarvamangala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidyayane. Imitation Chaitanya. One day they were passing through the Barhadanda when Bhagavan Das Babaji, the Mahanta of the Narayan Chat, summoned them to partake of the Mahaprasad, which was being freely distributed on the occasion of a festivity going on in that place. They readily acquiesced, for the Mahaprasad was a divine thing, and the Vaishnava must never refuse to accept the offer of Mahaprasad, which he should regard with the veneration due to the Lord. But they were so ill-clad and so humble in their ways and manners that they were naturally taken for street beggars and asked to sit on the public road. They were supplied with a single leaf, which was to serve them as a plate to take the prasad from, while they were 4 who were asked to sit for the prasad. And what was more, the blessed leaf was torn in the middle, and they were sitting on a dusty road. So Navadvip Das, our old friend and dear brother of Barhababaji Mahasai, spread out his Bahirbas. The Bairagis on the recluse Vaishnav wear the kopin and outer cloth reaching down to the knees. The latter goes by the name Bahirbas. So the Bahirbas will be something similar to a chadar, something like this, in a basic material they use for covering the upper side of the body also. And so Navadvip Das put this on the ground so that the prasad might not come out and get mixed up with the dust of the road. Now the Mahanta came, prasad in hand, saw what they had done and exclaimed, "You, rogues, you cannot give yourself a dinner, and you turn Vaishnavas to caste and slur on Vaishnavism. What have you done?" Barhababaji said smilingly, "Yes, sir, you are right. We are not Vaishnavas and can never hope to be Vaishnavas. Bless us, Great One, and pray we may be allowed to be servants of Vaishnavas like your honored self. If your lordship will give prasad to us all, give it here on my leaf, and we shall take it all together." The Mahanta was very angry, but he was softened to hear these sweet words and lavishly poured the prasad on the leaf. Parenthesis. It was a time in Navadvip and in Puridam where Vaishnavas were not seen as something good, as holy, as sadhus, not seen as real practitioners, but Vaishnavas were some kind of very low class of devotees who were behind money, food and stuff like this, doing all kind of illicit activities such as using intoxicants, eating meat, fish, and having illicit sex. So these are what for many are known as sahajijas, superficial practitioners with own desires, results of their practice. So these are the Sahajiyas, as many have heard this word, but this is not the case of all the Vaishnavas. Indeed, Radharaman opened a new way, new form of doing Vaishnavism as it's established by Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu 400 years before him. So after Mahaprabhu's post-Chaitanya era, everything was getting lost. Counting the Nagara Kirtan, the Kirtan in the streets, chanting of the Harinam, all these kind of things were kind of lost. Indeed, people was complaining on Bhargava, Babaji Mahasai, that he did Kirtan in the streets, he and his associates, because nobody was doing this back in time anymore, because it's not a commercial thing, you know. So here we have some interesting insights of how Vaishnavism was doing, and this Mahanta, who for sure was very respectful, when he saw the Vaishnavas of Bhargava, was thinking we're the same class of Vaishnava that he knew, but soon everything will change. We will read here. They took it with great delight, and they were satisfied, for they had no hankering after anything and were content with whatever they got under the circumstances. Another man would have protested against an unjust allegation made by the Mahanta, but Bhargavaji did not, because he had not the vanity or the pride which would have persuaded others to try to prove that they were much better than the ordinary hunger-striking beggarly Vaishnavas. Then you see this line. That mar the glory of the great religion they pretend to profess for the purpose of gaining their worldly ends. He was indeed the Bhargavaji, the great one in all that he did, and his life and conduct must necessarily differ from that of the other men of the world. Another day they finished their ablution in the Narendra Sarovar and were going to the temple of Jagannath, singing and dancing on the way, when they met a sannyasi, that the head of a procession party, walking with silver slippers under a silvered umbrella, who seems to be a saint of note in the sacred city. They inquired about him and came to know that he was no other than Bhutnath Swami, in charge of the Jagannath Vallabha at that time. Jagannath Vallabha, the word means the favorite haunt of Lord Jagannath. It is here that the Lord repairs to hold some of his entertainment service outside the temple. They made obeisance to the saint, and the latter raised his hands and blessed them up on the way. They have gone but a few paces when the sannyasi summoned them back to his presence, and this time when they came back to bow again, the saint himself bowed, saying Namo Narayan in return, and said, Mahatma, may I ask you where you are putting up? Father, said Bhargava, we have no fixed place for our residence, but at present we are staying at outhouse of Ganesh Mahanti. Well, well, said the sannyas, you are no ordinary man. I felt transcendental joy as I look on you. I think you are intimate with Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the son of Jagannath Mishra. In fact, from what I can gather from you, your looks and your doings, I think you are an exact copy of Sri Chaitanya in your life and conduct. You are an imitation Chaitanya. I will say, you see, you have renounced the world. You should not go and stray with a worldly man. Why not come and stay with me at my place? Do you come and occupy a room at the Jagannath Vallabha and sing the name of the Lord to your heart's content? As you bid us, Mahatma, so it shall be done, said Bhargavaji, and went away singing to the temple of Jagannath. So on the third day they came and put up at the Jagannath Vallabha, to the great joy of Bhutnath Swami, who was very favorable disposed toward them. A jewel alone knows what a jewel is like, says the Bengali proverb. And it is so true. It is the man of worth alone that can rightly discern true worth and the worthy that come about him. So Swami Bhutnath looked into the heart of Bhargava Babaji, and knowing his greatness, desired near acquaintance and closer friendship with him at his own place at the Jagannath Vallabha. And they went on staying with him till the Lord was pleased to take them elsewhere. Important to know that Bhargava Babaji, Bare Baba, Babaji Mahasai are all synonyms of Radharaman Charan Das Dev, are all names of Radharaman Charan Das Dev. And in this episode we saw how the big Mahanta of the Jagannath Vallabha in Puridam saw to Radharaman Charan Das Dev as an exactly copy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, I have to say something, that while studying the biographies of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu and so many saints, Vaishnavas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas or Vaishnavas from different parivars, different sampradayas, I must say that I never hear or read anything such as Radharaman Charan Das Dev, so similar to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And of course, Sri Gauranga spent the most of his life in Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Puri saints, sadhus, they truly knew who is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, how he acted. And then this Swami realized in his spiritual eye, with his spiritual eyes, that Sri Radharaman Charan Das Dev was a copy of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Actually, this does not mean, and in the parivar of Sri Radharaman, we don't recognize that Radharaman is Gauranga Mahaprabhu or an incarnation of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This is not happening. This is not our point of view, but we know that he is the manifestation of somebody else that is truly, truly incredible. Tattva to know, but this is secret. And if you want to realize and to understand this, you must to keep listening this reading and to get association with the sadhus, the saints of the Radharaman Parivar, to study their grantha of the gurus, the philosophy they have been giving, explaining the way they have been explaining, that is absolutely Srimati. Srimat is pure. You will realize everything, because everything is connected directly to the Gaur Nitai Lila, Nitai Gaura Lila, Gaura Lila, and is connected in the same way to the Nitya Lila Vrindavan. And is incredible. When I realized all of this, I was my heart melt when I realized all the details, who are who in the Nitya Lila, who are who here, why they are doing this, that, why the instructions are like this, why Bhargava instruct to not chant Mahamantra loud, but in japa, in always counting. Even if you chant out loud, you must to count. Why he's instructing this? This is not his own idea, by the way. This is what the biggest sadhus of Gaudiya Vaishnavism did back in time, and it had been lost. But this treasure of how to use the Mahamantra, because it's a mantra, has a revival thanks to Radharaman Charan Das Deva. And this is a big, big help, because this is the way that the Mahamantra turned sadhakas into Siddha Mahatmas. This is the secret. Jay Sri Radheshyam. Subscribe, share in your social media, and see you in the next.
Govinda Nam Sri Madhusudan গিরিধারী গোপীনাথ মদন মোহন গোপাল গোবিন্দ নাম শ্রী মধুসূদন গিরিধারী গোপীনাথ মদন মোহন। হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম হরিহরায় নম কৃষ্ণ যাদবায় নম যাদবায় মাধবায় কেশবায় নম।
আপনারা এভাবে নৃত্যগীত করতে পারবেন না, মহামন্ত্রীর আদেশ।
নাম গানে তো বাধা আমরা মানব না পট্টনায়ক।
তাহলে আমি আপনাদের বন্দী করতে বাধ্য হব।
বন্দি করবে? করো ভাই, তোমরা শুধু একবার বলো হরি বল, হরি বল।